Good morning everybody, hope we're all doing good. It is Sunday morning, 17th of March 2019. Here is our list for the Academy this week. Again, as usual, bear in mind that this is the daily time frame, so trades do take a while to progress, which, for weekly trades is good because it gives people the opportunity to get the video, to watch the video, and then look out for trades that they want to trade. These moves don't, happen overnight. So some of them can go on for weeks, as we've seen previously with pairs like pound JPY, for example. So always worth looking at the weekly. Sometimes you can see things, clearer on the higher time frames. As you can see, we've got a nice double top there. Go to our daily. What we want to see is price going up. Now, we have divergence on the daily time frame. You can see the oscillator is making highs and price is continuing to go down. Okay, if we drop to the lower time frames, let's drop to the 4 hour, you can see there's kind of like a head and shoulders pattern happening here. This area has only been tested once, so possibility that it's going to come back down again. And you've got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop. But long term, we're looking for the market to go up. But, price could, just trickle along here for a week. So we want to see a nice engulfing candle to take us up, and let's remove that. If we draw a trend line up here, if price is going to come down and test this zone again, it's got to break this trend line. So set an alert on your trend line. I can send you an email, a pop-up, depending on your level of subscription. It can send you a text message, but an email, usually if you get emails on your phone, that's as good as getting a text message. So you can just come and check when price crosses it, and you can say, right, I'm going to get in at the neckline and trade it down for 20 or 30 pips. And about 40 pip drop from here down to support. AUD/USD, similar scenario. Nice head and shoulders happening here. Could come down, test our support one more time. Take your trend line. Got to cross this trend line for it to come down. This trend line is on the daily time frame, so you can bring it down on the 4 hour at the moment. You can bring it down to the hour if you wish, and again, it's got to cross this trend line to go up. So this is our resistance zone. Here. from this high to this high, can't pretty much level. We're going from the wicks. Actually, if we went to the line chart, was it from here? From there to there, it's making lows. So probably not diverging there. No. So no divergence from there. But of course we can check other time frames, and we can check our Bollinger Bands as well. So as expected, floating around in the middle, tagged the bottom one there for a bit, but nothing exciting on that front, so it's just a price action thing. Where we look to see price break and drop. Let's go to the 1 hour, not the 2 hour, 1 hour. Making lows, so no, I wouldn't consider that divergence really. I mean, if you went to the wick, but that's just one false breakout. Okay, but we're looking for it to come down before it heads up anyway. CAD JPY. So sometimes when you've got these big wicks ruining your trend line, what you can do, you can kind of just ignore it. And we can go through the bodies. And to do that, we can go to the line chart. Go through the body, then bring on your candles, and you can just accommodate these wicks. You can just bring out a parallel channel, for example, and just have it as a zone, like so. Yeah, and you can tweak it accordingly. Or you could just leave it as just one wick. If you had lots, then sometimes it's a good idea to do that and just go from the body. So again, what are we looking for? Well, there's another area. Of support. If we go from there, covers this zone as well. So we could come up and get a push here. Come up and test this high, but we're actually looking for it to drop. I'm looking for it to respect this trend line. You can see we've got a big wick rejecting here. The wick would rejecting this area here as well. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop to support is what we're looking for. This area has only been tested once. See if we can get another drop down to here. Euro USD. Again, price still dropping, not as aggressively as we had the shift up here, creating a nice left shoulder. There's your head. Right shoulder ideally would have been here, and we would have got our drop, but it's still dragging out. We'll see how far it's going to go. So take your trend line and see how things line up. Look at that. Lovely. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 data points. Price is pushing up. Slight flag. We could get a push up, which breaks this high. Retest as newfound support and take off, or it might travel on us sideways a bit and we take it back down again, down to here, potentially even further down. As we've mentioned previously, bringing it back down to the initial move. Now, let's just clear some of that up. So we do not have divergence actually moving in the same direction. Now I can move that across a bit. See that? Not quite as steep, but nonetheless still going down slightly. So I suspect we're going to get that. Another rejection off and then a drop from there. You can actually see we've got a nice channel forming from here. If you take the angle of the huge daily trend line here, you can see we've got a nice perfect channel here. So that's Euro USD, pound JPY, go to our line chart. We can see these areas here, all highs. The most recent high, with the exception of this one. So it's broken this high. like so. Now let's pull out our candles. So potentially, I mean, this is just indecision, you know, a major push up, bit of a battle between the bulls and the bears, end up a slight flag. We could get another push back up. You know, looking to get one more push down. We've got 1, 2, 3 data points on here. Fourth should be our breakthrough. But we're close. To our resistance area as well. So we're either looking at for a push up, retest, and a move on up, or a drop. Oh. Retest this way. So sit on your hands and wait, basically. I mean, it could come, this could come down to here, and that could be the start of your move up. Yeah, so let's wait and see what it's going to do. If let's have a look. Bring out our indicators. We're going from this high to this high. You can bring the line out again if that helps. Just try and make it a bit cleaner for you. Doesn't help that they're right on top of price. But it's kind of sideways. Maybe if you allow for the, well, actually if we go from there to there, there's a slight incline where your oscillators are going the opposite direction. So on the daily, signifying that we've got divergence, so it's clearer on the 4-hour look. So if we go from there to there, we go to the bodies, we go to the 1 hour, yeah. And not so evident, actually. Yeah, on the 1 hour, if we go from this swing high and up, price is going up, and yet here with our MACD and the RSI, they're making lower lows. So what we want to see, you go to the 1 hour, go to our line, you know, from here you could put your stop loss above here and look for it to come down, but just be aware that it could go up first, but with your stop loss tight, your risk to reward is very nice. Or you can wait for it to break this, possible retest, and then drop down. Pound NZD, mark your V, mark your V, okay, so we've only got two touches on our trend line. We want to see a possible 3 for confirmation. Just clone your channel. And play around with it. Might well be that you allow that, or you put it there. And you have another one there. And you do it like that. If we take our fibs, we go from our swing high, so remember, if we're doing Fibonacci from high to low, we go, or if it's descending rather, we go from the high down to the low. And we're looking for price to come up between the 50 and the 618. Nice head and shoulders forming here, look. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Should have dropped. Didn't drop like we anticipated, so we kind of got like a triple top happening now. But still looking for it to come down to here, or preferably even break through to finish this move here. Retest your trend line, and then back where you started, back down to support. Pound Swiss franc, left shoulder, head, right shoulder down to support. Take a trend line, go from your support straight through the potential head, and let's see if it breaks through. Can you what?
Have you seen my school uniform?
Your school uniform?
Tomorrow. I need to get it ready.
Ah, I'll get that ready for you later. Okay. So, shoulder, head, shoulder, support. Shoulder, head, shoulder, support. Shoulder, head, shoulder, support. Nearly 900 pips. Nearly 900 pips. Now then, let's have a look and see what we've got. We go from this high to this high. We have an uptrend. From here to here on our oscillators, we have market going down. Giving us additional confirmation that the market may move down. Remember, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to trading, which is why you manage your risk accordingly and you put your stop losses above, these areas of resistance or support, and you keep your risk at 2%. And if 2% is too high, or if the stop loss is too large, then reduce the lot size. If, on the smallest lot size possible, 0.01, and you've got a 30 pip stop loss, you can't afford that, then don't take the trade. As not the greatest of examples, but you know where I'm coming from. NZD, Swiss franc. There's support. Nice head and shoulders. Go from our swing highs. Market is going up. Go to our MACD. Going up. RSI going up. So we do not have divergence on the daily. Nor do we have it on the 4 hour. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to do what we expect it to do. price slap bang in the middle, so we're not overbought nor are we oversold. That's on the 4 hour. Daily, we're not either. So let's just see, we might get rejection down to our trend line and another push back up. But I still think we're going to get that drop at least down to here. So we've got 1, 2, just put our candles on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 tests of our trend line already. So it could come down one more time, break through, retest and drop. Again, take your trend line, wait for price to break and then enter for your sell. NZD Swiss franc, USD Swiss franc, exactly the same scenario. There's your resistance area. Left shoulder. Head. Right shoulder. Drop. Either down to here or down to our trend line. Gold. I know you guys like gold. So there's our resistance. See, we have a nice head and shoulders kind of happening here. So there's your shoulder, that's your head, and a drop. Or you could even argue that there's your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, drop. But I'd like to see it come down to either here or here. Again, take your trend line, dissect it, and so price cannot go down until it breaks your trend line. Pound USD. So trying to break this high here. You can see that we had a few pushes, but the candles didn't close above. So kind of still holding this area here. There's your support. Same thing again. 1, 2, head and shoulders gives you your 3 touches to your trend line. From there, it's either going to push up or going to get our continuation back down to support. And there you have it. My analysis for week commencing 17th of March. Questions, comments, as usual, let me know, guys. Do keep an eye on these throughout the course of the week. Lower time frame trades may encompass these, so do be aware that smaller time frame trades that we see could still relate to this. So for example, if there's a 1 hour setup, you'll see in the top left hand corner, if it's green, then it's part of our weekly analysis. So if we know that our weekly analysis is a sell on this pair, and we've got this forming, which looks like kind of a weak double top, and we know on the daily we're looking for the sell, you can bear that in mind. Okay, and as I say, you can either look it up, or you'll just tell that the little green tag there, our green list, is our weekly trades. Alright, so let's have another profitable week, guys. Keep your risk to 2%. Make sure you set your stop losses accordingly, and let's see if we can grab some pips this week. Take care, guys, and speak to you soon.